Kaji family? This guy's Little Train 1090. Sorensen Station Day for a brand new review. And today, we're going to talk about the Star A/X Plus 30 centimeter Rhedosaurus Standard Edition. Now, when I tell y'all this has been a long time coming, it has been a long time coming. I procrastinated on getting this figure for so freaking long. And I finally have it in my hands. Oh my goodness. So I do have some backstory, a little bit of backstory about this. So when Rhedosaurus was first announced, I want to say two years ago now. It's crazy thing. It's been 2 years since this came out, but since this came out 2 years ago, this was gonna be an instant buy for me, honestly. But at the time, this and something else came out with it. I don't remember what figure it was. I need to go look at my collection. I'm pretty sure I still have it. But this and something else came out at the exact same time, and at the time, this money wasn't going my way to be able to get both at the same time. So I took the L and I passed up on this. I was like, you know what? Down the road, I'll get it again. I'll get it down the road. I'll have the opportunity to grab it again. It'll come up for sale eventually. I'll get it down the road. So, about 5 or 6 months ago, I'm on Buy E. They won't say I was on Buy E, and I saw one up for sale, and of course I bought it, had it shipped to me and everything. But little did I realize it was the Rhedosaurus kit. So at the end of this video, I'll show you all the kit just so y'all can get a look at it, whatever. But it was the Rhedosaurus kit, and I was like, dang, this is unfortunate. Cause I really thought about the Rhedosaurus figure, but I should have known better because it was a lot cheaper. But I was like, whatever. You know what? I know plenty of people in the community that can build and paint this for me. It's not a big deal. I'll just get built and painted when I get built and painted. Fast forward to last month, or maybe just a few weeks ago. I don't know. I've been getting some more stuff lately. Things have kind of just been jumbled together, so I'm losing track. But like a few weeks ago, yeah, it was a few weeks ago. I'm sorry. So a few weeks ago, of course, awesomecollector.com, aka Jason Welling, had a little warehouse sale where he was trying to get rid of some figures, and lo and behold, he was one of them. And I think Jason had a really good price on them too, honestly. So of course I thank Jason over there, Awesome Collective, for this amazing figure. I got it pretty quickly. Got it for a hell of a price. It was a really good price. I'm not gonna trust me. Go to awesomecollector.com. If you want this, go get it right now while the sale's still going on. But I got this for an amazing and incredible price. So and I was like, you know what? This is a sign that I need to stop procrastinating and get this figure. So I finally bit the bullet and did it. And you know what? I have absolutely zero regrets for that. And the reason why when it comes to the Rhedosaurus films, Rhedosaurus is really the only thing that I'm probably gonna get. I'm debating Ymir, because that was again one of like my earliest child staplehoods as far as kaiju movies go. Same with Rhedosaurus. Both of those movies I saw very young, very very young, and I didn't really get to see them again until I haven't seen Ymir again since I've been an adult, and I did buy Rhedosaurus, the Beast from 20,000 Phantoms that Rhedosaurus is in, on Blu-ray. And after I rewatched the movie, I was like, okay, yeah. That's honestly what made the decision. Well, okay, I need to actually go find this figure and buy it. And the reason why I got the colored version is because the monochrome does represent Rhedosaurus, honestly, because of course in the film it is in black and white, but at the same time, something about this natural color look, I really like it. I really like the green on this Rhedosaurus. It pops, and if I really want to do a black and white photo shoot, the only thing I have to do is just change the filter. It's not a big deal. So I'd rather have this in color where I can change the filter if I feel like it, versus getting the monochrome one and just being stuck with everything just being black and white. Now I have the option to have color in that photo shoot if I really want it. But like I mentioned earlier, this was one of the earlier films I've seen. I saw when I was growing up as a kaiju fan. This movie this movie's come on TMC TV, TMC all the time, and whenever I got a chance to, I would be able to watch it. This in its entirety until the last year. I always just see bits and pieces of it. Same thing with Yamir. I need to go back and watch that film too. Which I'm blank on the name for that film, but I'll probably have it before this video is over. But with that being said, let me go ahead and bring the camera up closer so y'all can get a up close and personal look at the Rhedosaurus. Thank you.
And here is Rhedosaurus. So of course y'all see that he does have this kind of like light dark green natural color look to him because this is a natural color look version. I do love what they did with the eyes. His eyes has of course white with the orange areola and the black pupils. His teeth are nice and sharp, got that little bone yellow look to it. He does have like a pinkish purple tongue that looks really good, especially since Rhedosaurus is supposed to be like a poisonous kaiju. So that actual detail to the mouth and tongue do look really nice. Of course, the skin texture of Rhedosaurus, he does it like a giant. He really looks like a giant lizard, honestly. Of course, he has claws on his feet and hands. Both of those is painted greenish brown. And of course, you see Rhedosaurus does have this super long tail. And y'all know me, I'm a sucker for long tails anyways. So I think this really looks good. Now, of course, Rhedosaurus is a lot bigger than I thought he was going to be, which honestly, I absolutely love that. So I'll go and give y'all some size comparisons so y'all can see how big he actually really is. And the first size comparison I'll go ahead and do is with the Mark Sing Yang Custom 1976 King Kong. So as you see, I actually can't remember what official size Rhedosaurus is supposed to be, but we know King Kong isn't a super huge kaiju either in his films, besides Godzilla versus Kong and King Kong versus Godzilla. But as you see here, these two do look absolutely fantastic together, which I'll definitely in the future have to do a photo shoot with these two just to see how they will look facing off. And I wouldn't mind using the 33 Kong either, because 33 Kong would be pretty small against this. So that'll be an interesting, fun fight to see if King Kong can hand himself against Rhedosaurus. But in the comments, let me know, do y'all think Rhedosaurus can kill King Kong? Or could King Kong hold his own against Rhedosaurus? Let me know. But of course, for the last size comparison, we have to absolutely, positively have to talk about Rhedosaurus with the king of the monsters himself, Godzilla. And the reason why is because, as I mentioned earlier in the video, without Rhedosaurus, you wouldn't have Godzilla. Even if you look at the skin details and texture on Rhedosaurus, you can see how that inspired Godzilla's look, his radioactive background, everything. And of course, without King Kong, we wouldn't have any of these giant kaiju. But without Rhedosaurus, we would specifically not have Godzilla. And of course, I had to use the newest version of Godzilla from Godzilla the Ride, so you can see how big Rhedosaurus really is. Which to me, I wasn't expecting to be this big, even though I know it's a 30 centimeter figure. But it's really nice. I really love how big it is, and it's gonna make it interesting for me to get photos of it. But like I said, it's an incredible looking figure. He looks really good with the Godzilla the Ride as well. But of course, I know that's all I got on the Rhedosaurus. I'll go ahead and put the camera back out so I can give you my final thoughts on this figure. Thank you.
And we're back. And that's my review on the X Plus / Star Ace 30 centimeter Rhedosaurus from the wonderful film Beast from 20,000 Phantoms. I really hate that I waited so long to get this figure, because this is a phenomenal piece to have in your collection. And again, this monster, this wonderful kaiju inspired what I kind of what I do here. Without Rhedosaurus, we wouldn't have Godzilla. Just like I mentioned all the time with King Kong. Without King Kong, without Rhedosaurus, we would not have Godzilla. And the fact that that's even a possibility is just it says a lot, honestly. So like I said earlier, I really did have to get this release. I wish I would have got when it came out. But I am happy and grateful that I do have it now to have representation of the monster that inspired Godzilla. So I will say this as well. If you haven't seen this film, please go watch it. Go rewatch it. If you've never seen this film before, give it a chance. It is American giant monster horror movie vibe to it, but it's a fun watch, and also it's a great way to kind of educate yourself on how it's a great way to figure out or to educate yourself on how we got Godzilla. Because again, without this monster, they even say in the Gojira documentary, without Rhedosaurus, we may not have Godzilla. Because in that documentary, if I remember correctly, because it's been a while since I watched it, but they had they had many ideas for how they wanted Godzilla to look, and how they wanted him to represent the atom bomb. And then in 1953, America came out with the Beast from 20,000 Phantoms, and they took quite a bit from this monster to make the King of the Monsters. So I'm always a big advocate for showing love to the past of where we came from, because we wouldn't have it without the future. We wouldn't have what we got in the future without it. So if you haven't seen this film, definitely go watch it for sure. I don't know how long it's been since you've watched it. I don't know if you've seen it before. Go watch this for the first time, or go rewatch this movie. This is a fun movie to watch. And if you do love Rhedosaurus, definitely get this figure, because we only have there's only so much representation. Sorry, there's only so much representation of Rhedosaurus, and honestly, this is the best you're gonna get. Either this or the monochrome version, or you can even get the deluxe. For me, I didn't need the extras that came with the deluxe. That's why I just went standard. Y'all know how I am for the most part. If I don't need the deluxe item with it, I'm not gonna get it. I know I've been an advocate on getting extras for deluxe items, but this the only extra was a car, so it was like, whatever. So I am happy that I did get pick this up. But alright, guys, that's all I got for tonight. Of course, my next review will be coming up in 2 weeks. I'm gonna go back to Godzilla, a little bit different Godzilla. I'm going back to Godzilla. Like I said last time, it's all the hint you get. Again, I promise you, I will be talking about Godzilla, just not what you think, or what you think, but in a different light. Guess that's a decent way to explain it. But you'll have to wait to see what I am reviewing next. Of course, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Let me know what you think of Rhedosaurus in the comment section. If you did like the video, go and give it a like. Of course, if you haven't checked us out on Monsters of Attitude yet, definitely check us out. Check us out on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And as far as this recording, the week before this, we just did our Mighty Morphin Power Rangers show, celebrating the 30-year celebration of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I know that we're gonna have a great and fun show. I know we had a great and fun show with that. I'm really looking forward to talking Power Rangers with everybody, because Power Rangers, like I mentioned in my previous review, is one of the things I grew up with as well. So I'm really excited to talk about that. With everybody. And the next show that we're gonna be discussing is gonna be Zone Fighter. Zone Fighter is, of course, we don't really have too many. I haven't really seen too many discussions of Zone Fighter. Zone Fighter is really hard to come by. If you know how to get it, you know how to get it. That's all I'll say about that. And I was fortunate enough for my friend Tiffany. Yes, Tiffany, I'm shouting you out if you're watching this video. Her dad actually gave me a copy of Zone Fighter and that's how I was able to be zone fighting for the first time. So I'm really grateful to Tiffany, and her dad for that gift. I really appreciate it. All right, that's all I got for you guys tonight, and have a fantastic night, Kaiju family.